what I want us to work on, what I've heard a lot of what you all do, you channel a lot of different people and energies. I want to teach you 2 things just to kind of, if you ever just feeling overwhelmed or need to relax. So first, I just want us to realize that anytime, like especially in the morning, things like that, if you go ahead and get yourself to a high throughout the day, it would be very hard to get you down to any sort of anger or jumping outside of yourself or character. So first, we're going to do those deep breaths. So these are just simple, through your nose, out your mouth. Make sure your belly rises and falls. This is that moment where you may be frustrated or just grateful in the morning, and this is where you just start and, just thank you, world. Thank you, God. Thank you for waking me up. Those kind of things.
First question is for vision is, what are ways one could envision a dream?
No, for me, sometimes I dream about it.
Like literally sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
And because I've had stuff pop in my head in a dream, and I won't wake up because I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll remember it in the morning. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Or most of my stuff comes to me if I'm in the shower. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and get out of the shower, so I need to write this down.
Sure. So you're gonna do 4 activities, 30 seconds of activity. The first thing when I say go, you're gonna draw your dream. Whatever it is that you see you doing. Again, this is for you. The second thing you're gonna do when I say switch, you're gonna caption whatever it is that you drew. The third thing you're gonna do is hashtag. When you hashtag it, I want you to think about areas in which your dream will be connected to. In a grown-up world, these end up being funding sources. And lastly, 3 people that if they were to see this page, they could help make your dream a reality. These can be people you know, people you don't know, and people you want to get to know, all right?
I am Cicely Willard. I will be an educator who bridges the gap between poverty and success. I will be the first African-American school owner in Kentucky. And my motto is, I will bring light into seemingly dark places in education, helping students succeed and discover the infinite.
These are the top 8 issues in the world by Forbes: education, poverty, homelessness, healthcare, global warming, incarceration rates, hunger, and violence. In our work, we see all of these world issues in one way or the other. Some people feel like they're connected. Some people feel like some of them are isolated. Some people feel like one leads to the other. We just want to know which one you think is the biggest problem, and tell me why.
The reason I picked education is because I feel like education can open opportunities to where then you're out of poverty. You don't have to deal with homelessness. If you have an education, you can get a job where you might be able to have insurance that takes care of healthcare. Like, all of those are kind of related. I personally feel that education would kind of help kind of trickle down to each.
So when we talk about strengths, we've got 3 key points. Saying with me: confidence, awareness, improvement. Okay. So it's a conflict resolution model as well as a strength assessment. So I always tell people that you're gonna get 2 animals when we do this. You're gonna get a dominant animal and a backup animal, right? Your dominant animal is how you will respond if I were to smack you in your face right now. A says, I argue with my peers or my coworkers. If that's you, if you know that you're in a meeting and somebody brings up a point and you're gonna argue your point, give me a 1. That's something you always do. Or if you're like, listen, I'm never arguing, I'll catch them after the meeting and we'll talk about it, give me a 5, or give me one of the other numbers in the middle. 2 is very often, and 4 is not very often. Bears value accommodation. If you are a true bear, you wake up and your first thought is about someone else every day.
To be open to others, as far as the staff differences and their strengths, and not being judgmental of their strengths as compared to your own, and then realizing how my strengths are needed within the organization, and specifically my team, and how those can help my team specifically.
My biggest takeaway is to put it into action after you write it out.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
I have to start being that person today.
Start being that person today.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
I have to work like that person today.
Work like that person today.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
Person I want to be tomorrow.
I am that person.
I am that person
today. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it.